Word to the cloud. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Grape call this week. So the AGU abstract submission is due next Wednesday, July 31st. So we need to get that all in order. We're going to have a number of ham-sci abstracts go in this year. So Kung and Rachel Bodeker, they've been working together. They've been working together to put together an abstract specifically about the Grape systems for what's called the MacGyver session. Kuldeep Pandey, who's the postdoc at NJIT working on the solar eclipse QSO party, he's going to be putting in an abstract that's going to an eclipse session, specifically about his solar eclipse QSO party analysis results. I believe I'm probably going to have students putting in, I know Steve Serwin is putting in one about the HFTDOA results. We have some students that are probably going to be putting in HFTDOA and low-cost ionosonde results here. So that's Alex Papadopoulos and Gerard Piccini. I also have an abstract that Bill Engel on the LSTID project, where we have some really nice results that's going to be going in as well. Yeah, David?
Yeah, I'm expecting my students to submit one about the CHU monitoring.
Oh, perfect. Are you putting that into the MacGyver session?
I'd like them to, because I think the thrust of it will be the equipment that they built for that.
That's excellent. I'm really glad you're doing that.
Good.
Yes. So we have from Case Western, we have the CHU monitoring abstract. So all of this is really good. So I'm going to be doing 3 abstracts, one about the LSTIDs. I'm going to be doing 2 about the eclipses. So what I wanted to do today is I wanted to show you my draft of the 2 eclipse ones and get input from everyone here and try to work on the author list and things like that. So let's talk about this first. Okay. So this is the one I have a little better written so far. And this author list, I just copy and pasted from last year's session. So I have not, we definitely have to update this author list. So we'll get to that in a minute. So this is going into the session SH030, Solar Eclipse Science, what we learned from the Great American Eclipses and what is next. Now, this particular session is actually convened by both the NASA and the NSF program officers who are funding both the Grape project, the Personal Space Weather Station project, and the Solar Eclipse QSO Party FOEIS project. So this is a really important session because this is really where the program officers are definitely going to hear what we've been doing. And my goal for this one is to provide a very high-level result, a high-level talk about the different things we've been doing and our results. So the talk, let's see, in here, this is the session description. So this is what they are asking for. It says, the Great American Eclipses provided a wealth of opportunity to study the solar corona. The accessibility of measurements was unprecedented, with the path of totality reaching close to so many US-based observatories and facilities. This enabled observations from the ground, aircraft, and rockets in concert with the newest state-of-the-art heliophysics observatories, including NSF's DKIST, that's the it's a solar telescope, and NASA's Parker Solar Probe. Not only is the eclipse science unprecedented, but a new generation of scientists were trained in both coordinated large-scale observations and public engagement. We invite contributions to reflect on what we have learned from the Great American Eclipse and discuss what is the next frontier of heliophysics research. So I'll let that sink in for a minute. So what I came up with was my working title right now is Results from the 2023-2024 Ham Sci Festivals of Eclipse Ionospheric Science and What Comes Next. And for the abstract,
Nathaniel, you have a word missing in your title.
Okay, where? Results from the 2023/2024 Ham Sci Festivals of Eclipse Ionospheric Science and What Comes Next.
After ionospheric.
Science, yeah.
Thank you. Okay, great. I appreciate that. Okay, abstract. Members of the Ham Radio Science Citizen Investigation conducted an array of radio science experiments to study the ionospheric effects of the 14 October 2023 annular and 8 April 2024 total solar eclipses that traverse North America. These experiments, all run as part of the Ham Sci Festivals of Eclipse Ionospheric Science, FOEIS, generated a wealth of observations with unprecedented temporal, spatial, and spectral coverage. These experiments were designed, planned, executed, and analyzed by a collaboration of thousands of volunteer ham radio operators working with teams of professional, academic researchers, and students. FOEIS experiments included the solar eclipse QSO parties that used radio signals generated by amateurs and observed by amateur-built global automated receiving networks, e.g. WhisperNet, WhisperDemon, RBN, and PSK Reporter, the Ham Sci Personal Space Weather Station Great Amateur Radio Propagation Experiment, PSWS Grape, HF Doppler observations, the medium wave recording event, and the VLF reception exercise. Let's see. Remove the VLF reception exercise, the HF time difference of arrival experiment, and the development of a low-cost, low-power ionoson. Experiments successfully captured eclipse effects observed as changes to radio propagation are now being modeled using ray tracing in an eclipsed version of the SAMI-3 physics-based ionospheric model. In this presentation, we show results from the Ham Sci FOEIS experiments and discuss how Ham Sci plans to use its global infrastructure to study solar cycle 25, the ionospheric impacts of space weather events, and short-term ionospheric variability.
Nathaniel, I would expand RBN to reverse beacon network.
Okay, reverse beacon network. Okay.
And Nathaniel, can you include the CHU along path measurements?
Absolutely. Where would you like that?
Well, it's in your list.
Yes.
Something like
right after Grape, maybe.
Fine. CHU along path time of arrival.
CHU along path time of arrival.
And maybe, yeah, that's good. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. Any other comments, suggestions?
It's really good.
Thank you. Is everyone happy with this?
Yes.
Yeah, it
Yeah, it looks like
covers the,
Gibson.
yeah,
Okay.
it covers it pretty well from soup to nuts, really.
Great. Why don't we work on the co-author list? So this is going to be, it's going to be long, and that's okay. So, how about if we do this? If you want to be on this co-author list and you do not see your name in here, please put your name in the chat the way you'd like it on the co-author list. Great, thank you, David. And so, David, those are Case Western people. I may end up doing
Sorry, I
this.
couldn't get unmuted. Yes, and they actually add Adam Goodman. They did most of the work. I think they deserve authorship here.
Absolutely. I think what I'll ask from you, David, if you and your team are able to provide a single slide summarizing your observations, like what it was. I think for each of these experiments, I'm going to try to have like one slide. So it's going to be challenging to get all of this down, but with so many, I think that's the way to do it.
I'll look after that.
Okay. And we don't need it right away. I need it by like December. So you have some time.
Check.
Travis Atkinson, yes. I think and I think we should also include Chris Zorman as well.
Yes, agreed.
All right. And I think
Yeah, never mind.
or I think I'll also put in Hyomin Kim. I think when we do this time, there's all sorts of different ways you can organize co-author lists. I think what I'm gonna do is I think I'm gonna do it kind of in order of institution. Because that's gonna make the numbering a lot easier. Stan, you're commenting about the session description. Yeah, the session description is copied directly off of the AGU website, so I really have no control over what the session description text is. We should add, I think, Gwyn Griffiths to here. And probably Paul Elliott. And then see, Alex Papadopoulos, Papadopoulos, Gerard, Puccini, we'll have down here, I guess, Robert McGuire. Yes, Bill Blackwell, right? Robert Reif. Well, it, wealth of, I'm just looking at something that Okay, so let's see, I've got William Blackwell there. And I need Robert Reif. Robert Reif. Okay. Stan Pazerski. All right. All right.
I don't think
Um,
Stan has a, I think Stan is POZ. I don't think he has a D in his name. That's my mistake. Yeah.
So I think what I'm gonna do is, let's see, I'm going to organize these. I think I'm first author, but then I'm gonna organize this by last name. So Nugent, Papadopoulos, Pacini. So this is the Scranton Eclipse team. Let's see. And then we can have Bodeker, Gibbons, Kasdan, Schwartz. So then Goodman is gonna go after Gibbons before Kasdan. Zorman. I'm gonna put the institutions that are like officially funded first. That's gonna be Scranton, Case Western, Alabama, NJIT.
Nathaniel, will you want institutions at the time of your talk?
I potentially. Why? I think you put them in now, but what's the case you're talking about?
Adam Goodman will be at SpaceX and Laura Schwartz, Oxford University.
Okay. Yeah, I think sometimes they say put in the institution where the work was done at. So why don't we just, for now, let's keep it like this.
Good.
And then
You might
Case will
put
get,
Cav- You
what's
might
that?
put Kavanaugh in there somewhere.
Who's that?
You might put George Kavanaugh down
Yes,
there.
definitely. So I have like, I have a kind of a New England grape group.
Group. Yeah, right there.
Georgkavanaghh.
Yes, sir.
Great, I got it. All right, so we're going to do while I'm doing this, like sorting, have people here heard about the Hungarian sorting dances?
No.
If you haven't heard about the Hungarian sorting dances, this is how computer scientists, first learned about sorting algorithms. So you're able to, if you go onto YouTube, you can just go on YouTube and search for Hungarian sorting dances, and you can see the cultural reference there.
I think Brahms orchestrated those, no?
He might have.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. Okay, Blackwell, Kavanaugh, Pazerski, Reif. Okay. I'm gonna put Collins up here. David, I'm gonna list McGaw. I'm gonna list you as Dartmouth.
That's correct.
Great. And then I think Joe Huba. So then,
Just don't make it Dartmouth University.
all right, Dartmouth College, right?
Correct.
That's what I have here. Dartmouth College, Hanover, New Hampshire.
It's a historic thing.
All right, so then, all right, is there anyone else you see on here that is missing that we should have? And there will be more time to think about this a little bit. So if we, because I'm probably not going to submit it till like Monday or so. And we'll talk about it again on this afternoon's telecon. You know, certainly Mary Lou West, I think I need to have on here. Peter Nordberg. Oh yeah, definitely Phil Karn. Yes, and Gamal, I see you're on, and so Gamal, welcome to Virginia Tech in the United States. And yes, we'd love to figure out what will help out with you. Okay, Peter Nordberg,
Thank
Phil
you.
Karn. All right. So we're gonna do. So I'm gonna do this. I think I should put Phil Erickson in here as well. And probably
Peter's really
Okay.
part of the New England group.
What's that?
Peter's really part of the New England group, I think.
Here?
Yeah,
I think I'm gonna end up organizing in a minute. I'm gonna end up organizing all the volunteers in alphabetical order.
okay. Well, whatever, I just,
Yeah. Okay. So I have myself, Kung, Alex, Gerard. And so we're all University of Scranton. Okay. And then we'll do Case Western next. So you guys are gonna become get twos here. Bodeker. Oops. Should be two. Copy. Bodeker, Gibbons, Goodman, Kasdan, Marcis, Laura, Zoran. Oh, I need to add Bob Spalletta here. Robert Spalletta. I think he's an A. You are A Spalletta. And Majid Makhtari as well. Majid Mokhtari. Okay. Okay. So we've got I think I should put Rachel down as well since she's a member of the department and did help plan all of this. All right. Okay, so then we've got so Case Western's now going to be 2. And then we're going to do 3. We're going to make this Travis Atkinson, William D. Engelke, I think what I'll do is I'm gonna submit this probably next Tuesday after I have the Monday night telecon with Tapper. That'll give us, enough time to have another discussion, make sure we get all those people appropriately on here too. Okay. And then so this is going to be Alabama 3. I think we should have on here, we also should have Mackenzie Denton and Edward F. Check. Okay. Kim and Kim. So this will be 4. All right. Then we'll do Christina. I'll have her down as 5. For the Space Science Institute. We can do Philip J. Erickson can be 6. That's going to be the MIT haystack Observatory, Massachusetts Institute of Technology, Westford, MA, USA. And then we've got David McGaw. Hey, David, I don't have to change your number. 7. You have Joe Huba. I don't have to change his number.
I am
either.
not a number, I'm a free man.
That's from The Prisoner. Let's see. Phil is number 6. Okay, so then we're going to organize all of the I think Bob actually created an affiliation with him for University of Scranton, so I will put him up here. I think Mary Lou will probably, and people can have, let's see, potentially have multiple numbers too. 9 can be, whoops. 9, Montclair State University. Montclair, NJ, USA. All right. Um, let's see. So then we can do, we'll put these in alphabetical order. Rob, Robinette, are you there? No, it's not there. Okay. All right. So then, McKeaton Hall comes before McKeaton. Karn. Let's see. JK, Lyles, McKeaton, Rizzo, Blackwell, Avenant, Nordberg, okay. P comes before R. And then I'm not saying my sorting algorithm is the most efficient.
Oh, you're not Hungarian.
It's true. Maybe I can learn something from them. Let's see. F, G, H.
Just flashed the Hungarian video. That was funny.
Thank you. That is a really
Yeah.
good.
P before R.
Rife and O P R E I. All right, Blackwell, Sir, and Denton. Did I mess anything up?
You passed the alphabetization test.
Anthony has been working on it with me. So I'm calling this 10 Hamsci Community Volunteer. Is there anyone who wants their affiliation to be something besides Hamsci Community Volunteer? And once I get this all done, I'm going to send this to an email to everyone who's on here. And you'll have a chance to double check everything and make comments and things like that. I think Mary Lou can be 9, 10. I think McGuire can be 1, 10. All right. See, I see the chat moving, but I haven't been paying much attention to it. Oh, okay. We got Phil Parr and Christina says she wants her affiliation to be SSI. I think that's still on the list. Here it is. Number 5, Christina, Space Science Institute, Boulder, Colorado.
Thanks. I just got turned around by the scrolling.
That's okay. Yeah, there's a lot of scrolling. And yes, so that's correct. Seven, comma. Great. Hey there. Actually, I think Ward Silver should be on here too, because he's helped a lot with the rules and so QRS. That could be.
Yeah, not only the reviews, but rules, but also editing some of the articles we've written, which has helped.
Philip Gladstone, you're on here, right? Where's Philip Gladstone? Philip, I
Yeah.
think you should. I think you should.
On mute.
Yes, I think you should be on here too.
Okay.
Griffiths, Philip. Do you want to be under your own like institution of PSK reporter, or do you want to be under listed as Hamsci volunteer? What would you like?
It probably should be PSK reporter, thinking about it.
Perfect. So I think what I'm going to do too is I think all these little 10s, maybe I can turn them into stars or something. Find and all right. So then I can have that way I don't have to keep changing that number. PSK reporter. Oops, I'm sorry. Any middle initial, Philip?
I have 2, J and S.
Philip J S Gladstone N. That's going to be PSK reporter. What would you like for the city and the state?
You can put down Carlisle, MA, USA.
Carlisle, MA, USA, like that.
Or US, whichever you okay. You got 1 US and all the rest are USAs.
There, fix the 1 US. Okay.
Actually, Nathaniel, if you could put middle initial G into my name,
Sure.
that'll save confusion. Thank you.
Any other comments here? Okay. That looks really good. All right, so now there's another abstract. There's actually three. I think we'll do one more online here, and then I'll end up emailing out a third one later. Okay, so now this one is an invited abstract. So first thing, I'm going to save this. I'm just going to same author list as Frizzell et al. Submission to SH030. So everyone who is on the previous author list is also on this author list in the exact same way. So with this session, I got invited to the solar eclipses of 2023 and 2024, results from participatory science efforts, the nationwide eclipse ballooning project, and related engagement activities. And this is done by Edgar Bering. And so it's important that I don't duplicate the talks. So each talk should be slightly different at EGU. So I'm going to have this talk or presentation be more about the community building and kind of how we made it all happen rather than the results. So the first talk will be like, okay, here's all the experiments and here's all the results. And I want this one to be more about like how we actually built the community and made this happen. So right now I have the working title as Ham-Sci Festivals of Eclipse Ionospheric Science, creating an international community of volunteers to study the ionospheric impacts of the 2023-2024 North American solar eclipses. Any comments there? Okay, so here's my current working abstract. And this I did not spend as much time on this one as the other one. So there's a lot of room to expand this, I think. To study the ionospheric impacts of the 14 October 2023 annular and 8 April 2024 total solar eclipses that traversed North America, members of the Ham Radio Science Citizen Investigation conducted an array of radio science experiments known as the Ham-Sci Festivals of Eclipse Ionospheric Science. These FOEIS experiments, which were designed and executed by a collaboration of thousands of volunteers, students, and professional researchers, generated a wealth of observations with unprecedented temporal, spatial, and spectral coverage. In this presentation, we not only show, results from these experiments, but also discuss the process of building the type of community environment needed to make Ham-Sci and the FOEIS a success. This process includes identifying and inspiring interested collaborators, providing them with sufficient structure to ensure good science, while also allowing them the freedom to be creative, take leadership roles, and become vested in the project.
Since this is focused more on the community building, should, instead of saying we not only show results, but also discuss the process of building, should those be flipped? Talk about the building first and also get into the results, or?
Yeah, I think that sounds good.
Is there value in mentioning that, most of the volunteers use their own equipment or home stations or so on? Some of the stuff was obviously Ham-Sci and grant provided, and some of it was people donating their own time and equipment.
I completely agree. one question. We've been at this like wordsmithing and stuff for the better part of an hour. And we have the Telecon this afternoon. And I think this particular abstract is very well suited for discussion this afternoon's Telecon. Gary, would we have time this afternoon to do wordsmithing on this abstract?
Oh, absolutely. As I said in my notice, we've got a light agenda, so this can be a big part of it.
Okay, so I think what I might do is I'm going to email these abstracts out to the author list as they are right now. And then what you can do is you can either just show up to this afternoon's Telecon and we will wordsmith in real time there, or you can send comments back via email and we can incorporate them this afternoon. Does that sound good?
Yeah.
Yeah. Does anyone have anything they want changed on here immediately?
One thing, Nathaniel, the title, well, some of the descriptions almost seem to say, well, this ended at the second eclipse.
Uh-huh.
I mean, it doesn't say it ended, but it's like at the end of the second eclipse, we're not doing anything.
Okay.
So it's
Yeah.
and beyond
What-
or something. I don't know.
What does come next?
And beyond.
Well, like the
I mean, I
May
think
10th
that-
storm, right? We've got a lot of data
We
around
got
the May
half
10th storm.
a year's data since then or something.
But is
Yeah,
this
you're absolutely right.
is this more specifically on the festivals and the eclipses? Not that we're not collecting data still, but there is other.
Well, it's this particular thing. This particular session is specifically about the eclipses, and I think we can make the majority of our talk about it. But I think Stan has a good point. It's nice to say, we're not done here. This isn't the only thing we're doing. And I think from the other talk, we will have a slide that speaks to that as well. So.
Perfect.
Yeah, we didn't fold our tent.
No.
We're still going on. Yeah, I think Stan's got a very good point there that the work is still going on. It's still good work and it's still going on because of this.
Yes, I completely agree with that. Okay, I think I'll work on sending these drafts out to everyone, and then we'll discuss it again this afternoon. But this afternoon, we're going to start with this one, and we're going to spend the majority of our time building this abstract up. And I think we'll be in a good spot there. Rachel, how about I turn it over to you? And to answer Gamal's question, can an RX888 receiver in North Africa add value to this work? Absolutely, we should talk about that. And because that might be like a really, you want to participate somehow, that might be a really excellent way for you to get directly involved, is to help us create that network that goes over there. So yes, absolutely. And there might be an opportunity. I think there is going to be an opportunity for us to request funding for some stations over there. So I think that's a great idea. All right. Rachel, over to you.
I don't really have anything I think we can cover in the next 4 minutes, but Gary did have some website updates.
Yeah, basically just some fundamental questions. I was starting to clean up some of the Grape info, which is actually in pretty good shape. But I kind of took a step back and looked at it from the personal space weather station perspective. A lot of the PSWS pages on the HAMSI website were created 17, 18, 19. So some of the paragraphs and some of the information, like, directing people to the Tangerine SDR website and stuff, are a bit stale. So I'm just wondering what the feeling is about not just cleaning up the grapes, but taking a step back and looking at the PSWS from a bigger perspective, and then like refreshing that whole thing.
I think that's a really important thing to do.
The challenge is there's so much information there. I obviously don't want to lose it, so we're not going to delete anything. But my thought is, I can copy forward what still makes sense, and there's a lot of good stuff there. And some things that are a bit historical in nature, I can note them as such, so people realize that. But
And
I'm
Christina
trying to
noted,
get. Go ahead.
Christina noted that she can save things to the Wayback Machine, which I think is a great idea, and you should do that, Christina. And but I also do have the ability, we have that that like beta hamsci.org, the shadow one. I can update that so it has the current information, and then that way you can start, you can start working on the new one and refer back to the old one or something like that. But I totally agree. I think taking a step back and trying to figure out how to refresh all of this and make it not stale is a really good idea.
Yeah, I'm thinking ahead of this grant. It is once it gets awarded, and we start going out to the rest of the world saying, "Hey, this is what we're doing. This is what we've got planned. This is where we need your help." I want to be ready for that by the first of the year. So
I
Do we
appreciate
have
that,
an
Derek.
archive in the Hamsci website? Do we have an archive to put stuff that is historical and interesting but no longer current?
We don't have anything structured on the website that way right now, but I think that's a great idea. I think it makes sense to create an archive. One thing I do is every night I have the entire website backed up into a tarball file with the whole database and everything, and that gets saved to a few different places. So like if our website got taken down, we have both the automatic backups that the hosting service provides, but we also have copies of the tarballs in other places. And then I save every tarball from like the last week or the last month, and then I also save like one from every month for back through the beginning of the website. So I have an archive backup that way, but it's not publicly accessible. But I think if we want to create a structure on the website so that we could have like archived pages that are publicly accessible, I think that's a great idea.
Yeah, Gary, you might benefit from that. I mean, you were mentioning we have some stuff that's no longer current. It might be a good idea to start thinking about how to organize an effort to move the stuff that's no longer current into an archive.
that makes a lot of sense. And I'm not a web developer. I'm learning as I'm going. So if somebody's got some experience in doing this or wants to look around on there and give me some ideas, I'm more than open to them. So
Yeah, the thing is to probably keep the stuff in like a date order. So if something's really old, you can put the date as best as you can determine the date it was created and keep it in that order. And so stuff will still show up in the search results, but you can see how old it is. Because we're starting to have some stuff on that website that's 5 years old now, and some of it's been superseded. So.
right. Okay, good. Well, we're all thinking along the same pages. I think that helps. But anything we can do to kind of get a snapshot of where we're at. I mean, maybe, like you say, that development site wouldn't hurt. But and then the Wayback Machine is a good idea too. And then I'll keep moving forward. Everything I'm doing right now is off the site. I'm kind of come up with a plan before I action anything. So
Sounds great.
Wonderful.
Thank you as always, Gary.
Thank you so much, Gary. And thank
Sure.
you, everyone.
All right. I don't think we have anything else pressing on our agenda, although correct me if I'm wrong.
I think that's good.
73.
See you later. Thank you, everyone. 7-3.
Dave Kasdan,
Please.
I saw your
Yes.
article and tell us